Prince Harry has told King Charles he is prepared to ditch Meghan Markle.
Cue the laugh.
What are you suggesting?
He definitely didn't want Meghan to be with him, and she's definitely not with him.
Yes, I'm sure you agree, darling.
Meghan wouldn't have liked that.
Meghan would never get that. Meghan would never get that.
Oh, honey, when I tell you Montecito was shaking, I mean it. The drama started when the security team at Harry and Meghan's mansion noticed something off. Lights were flashing all over the estate at midnight. And then the yelling started. Not just arguing, no. This was full-blown meltdown. Sources inside say Meghan was absolutely losing it. Like, screaming, echoing through the halls, kind of losing it. And why? Because she found something. Something on Harry's tablet she was never supposed to see. A private memo. And get this, it's all about Prince Harry planning to rejoin the royal family. Without her. Yes, without Meghan. Not a single mention of her name. Not even a fake placeholder. Just Prince Harry and a list of talking points about how to clean up his image. Solo.
I love you and I'm willing to do whatever I need to do in order to be with you, Meghan.
Aw, and I love you too. I think it's important we do this ourselves, Harry, and not live off your family.
I agree.
Apparently this memo wasn't for Meghan's eyes, but once she saw it, game over. Insiders say it spelled out plans for Harry to ease back into royal duties, starting with a solo trip back to the UK for a formal re-entry. No Meghan, no joint engagements, just him. Meghan lost it. She confronted Harry, and it was not a calm conversation. Staff were told to give them absolute privacy, which is basically palace code for don't even breathe near the door.
We'll just have to find a way to make £50 billion on our own.
One aide, speaking totally off the record, said it was the worst they'd ever seen. Meghan was screaming about betrayal, legacy, their kids, every topic under the sun. Harry, silent. He just stood there. And the kicker? The memo wasn't some old forgotten document. Oh no, it had recent timestamps. Some bullet points were even prepped by a PR guy Harry used back before Megxit. Someone Meghan thought had been totally cut off. That's when it hit her. Harry was planning something behind her back. Something huge. Something royal. Something without her name anywhere in it. Panic. Total spiral. Meghan was on the phone. Publicist, manager, lawyer. Everyone. She was convinced this was the beginning of the end.
Jesus, what did they do to you?
She even started asking about property ownership and media clauses tied to their Archwell contracts. Not because Harry confirmed anything, no, because her gut knew. Everything was shifting, and the most terrifying part? Harry said nothing. No denial, no comfort, just that deafening silence. The kind that screams, it's already too late. And that wasn't even the worst of it, because Meghan had no idea the memo was connected to a secret royal meeting across the Atlantic, one that had already been leaked to the British press, setting off what insiders now call the balcony betrayal. Meghan, the last to find out. It all came crashing down on a sunny London terrace, a quiet corner of a super exclusive private club, the kind of place where secrets are supposed to stay secrets, but not this time.
What happened to your ring?
I gave it to the working people.
We're the working people. I'm sorry, I need a drink.
By the next morning, boom, the so-called peace summit between Prince Harry's people and King Charles's top advisors was everywhere. Every tabloid in the UK had it. Meghan Markle woke up in California and found out the same way we all did. From the front page of the Daily Mail. And what did she see? A blurry photo but clearly recognizable faces. Meredith Maines, Meghan's chief of staff. Liam Maguire, their UK communications fixer. And Tobias Andrews, the king's right-hand man. They weren't hiding. They weren't even trying. They were sipping wine, laughing, smiling. To us, it looked like a diplomatic reset. But to Meghan, it was a setup, a full-blown ambush, a betrayal. And the twist? Neither William nor Camilla knew this meeting was happening. William found out from the same headline Meghan did. Let that sink in.
You never had a dream when you were a child to be something everyone else said was impossible? Like an astronaut, or prime minister, or masseur?
I wanted to be a princess.
Oh, well, you kind of fucked that up.
Meghan had a theory, and it wasn't the palace. Insiders say she suspected someone from Harry's own side leaked it, maybe even Harry himself, because this meeting wasn't about logistics or press planning. It was about optics. It was about repairing Harry's image. And once again, Meghan wasn't in the picture. Her legal team went into lockdown. NDAs were revisited. Her comms team was prepping spin just in case. Meghan even considered leaking her own version of events. But the damage? Already done. That terrace meeting was a PR nuke. The UK press ran with it. Meghan, left behind, left out, maybe even on purpose. At Kensington Palace, William's fury hit a whole new level. He wasn't mad Harry was talking to their dad. He was furious that he wasn't told. And that, according to insiders, was the final straw.
We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard. Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines?
But you want to know what really sent Meghan spiraling? It wasn't the photo. It was what came next. While Meghan was fuming in California, Harry, he was already in Africa, walking through landmine fields, alone. No Meghan, no announcement, just Harry, retracing his mother's exact steps from 30 years ago. And here's the real dagger. Meghan wasn't invited, not by accident, by design. According to people on the ground in Angola, Harry made it very clear early on that Meghan would not be attending. No discussion, no compromise. His reasoning, safety they claimed, optics, but come on. Meghan's been to war zones, Nigeria, Ukraine. She doesn't shy away from the spotlight, so why not this time? Because Harry wanted this for himself.
Be the people we talked about being, with no more worries about how we look or the image we project to people. What matters is what we have on the inside.
This trip, it wasn't a tribute, it was a statement. Harry didn't want Meghan turning it into a photo op or a brand boost. The minefield walk was Diana's moment. Now it was his. And Meghan, she was out. The photos made everything worse. Harry in a flak jacket, face solemn, walking the exact route his mother took. No cameras, no wife, just him and Diana's ghost. The world saw it as noble. Meghan saw it as war, because let's be honest, if anyone was planning to inherit the public's Diana devotion, it was Meghan. But this made it clear. Harry was reclaiming the narrative, alone. So Meghan, she snapped into action. She made a call to a high-level brand strategist. She needed a comeback moment, something subtle, symbolic, something that screamed, I'm still relevant without looking desperate. And when did that moment come? On Queen Camilla's birthday. Oh yes, she picked her exact moment. Meghan, the strategist she is, dropped a charming little Instagram story. Looked harmless. 3 bottles of her as ever rosé wine, a sweet little caption about sending birthday love from near and far. But don't get it twisted. That post, it wasn't sweet. It was surgical. It went live at midnight, London time, right as Queen Camilla's birthday officially began. 3 bottles of Meghan's wine posed just so, with a caption aimed straight at Buckingham Palace. No names, no royal titles, just enough ambiguity to make it explode. And explode it did. Social media went wild. Was Meghan extending an olive branch? Was she hijacking Camilla's big day? The answer, both, because here's the juicy part most people missed. Meghan's wine? It's not even allowed in the UK due to import restrictions. But that caption, from near and far, was a coded message. She was ready to make an exception. Whispers say she even offered to personally cover the international shipping. Imagine that, sending your wine to a woman you supposedly can't stand just to make a point. The message? I'm watching, I still matter. And the palace? Livid. One insider called it cheap. Another? An insult dressed up as a gift. Even royal reporters, usually tight-lipped, started calling it out. And the public? Oh, they weren't buying it. She used Camilla's birthday to sell wine, one comment said. It's not shade, it's a PR ambush, said another. And here's what made it worse. Harry's solo trip was being praised across the press. Earnest, emotional, royal. Then Meghan dropped her post, and poof, the conversation shifted. She'd crashed her own husband's moment. Back in the palace, this wasn't the first time, it was just the latest. There was similar drama on Prince Louis's birthday. More fuss during Princess Kate's recovery. And now Queen Camilla's 78th? This was a pattern, a loud embarrassing one. But Meghan? Oh, she wasn't done. Because as headlines flamed and Instagram roasted her, something far worse was boiling inside the Montecito mansion. Her marriage. Sources say the tension between Meghan and Harry wasn't just about optics anymore. It was personal, deep, dangerous. Staff say the walls didn't have to talk. You could feel it, that shift, that unease. When Harry returned from Angola, he barely said a word. Straight to his study. No debrief, no cuddles. Just cold. Meghan was pacing. She knew the backlash had gotten to him. She knew he'd seen the fallout from her birthday stunt, but what she didn't know, how far he'd already drifted. That night, she confronted him. And it exploded. She demanded answers about the memo, the secret meeting, the solo trip. She asked him point blank, "Are you planning to leave me behind?" And Harry, he didn't deny it. One source close to the chaos said he just looked at her and said, "I need time to think about everything." Boom! Meghan slammed a door so hard it set off the security alarm. Guards outside froze. Should they go in? No one dared. Inside, the shouting got worse. Meghan accused Harry of betraying their mission, of embarrassing her, of tearing down everything they'd built. Frogmore, the Oprah interview, the exile, all of it. She reminded him of everything they'd survived, what they sacrificed. And Harry? He just sat down, calm, quiet, and whispered, "I miss my family." You could feel her heartbreak from a continent away, and just like that, it shifted. Sources say Meghan realized this wasn't just another fight. She could actually lose him. Not to scandal. Not to the crown, but to a quiet, private goodbye. The next morning, Meghan skipped a branding call. Her team said personal reasons, and Harry, he was already texting old friends, ones Meghan had banned years ago. He just wrote, "Let's talk." But wait, it wasn't just Harry making moves. Back in London, William was drawing a line. The future king wasn't playing diplomat anymore. The leak about the peace summit, it didn't just hurt, it infuriated him. William demanded answers. From his father, from palace staff. Who allowed this? Who planned it? Why was he left out? The answer, brutally simple. Charles didn't want confrontation. He wanted progress. Quiet, controlled progress. And William? He wouldn't have let it happen. Because William still believes Meghan is a threat. He doesn't trust Harry, and any talk of bringing them back, he sees it as madness. Camilla agreed. So now we have Meghan, Harry, and Oprah running around a Montecito estate chasing a duck for 30 minutes. Yes, this really happened. Social media lost it. Animal lovers, furious. Royal watchers, mocking. Even Meghan's Hollywood allies started backing away. It was cringe overload, and Meghan, mortified. She had no idea Oprah would go public with the story on a podcast, but Oprah did, and she made Meghan and Harry the punchline. Just as William was fuming, just as Camilla was still hurt, just as the press was already brutal, the Duckgate story wasn't just bad timing, it was a total unraveling. And then came the money problems. Behind the scenes, the Montecito mansion wasn't just cold emotionally, it was under financial pressure too. Donor interest, fading, sponsors, walking, Netflix, done, Spotify, quietly pulled back. Even Meghan's As Ever wine brand, struggling. That viral birthday stunt didn't spark loyalty, it backfired. Analysts called the launch confused. Buyers didn't come back. UK market, a dead zone. Customs issues, zero traction. And luxury retailers backed out after Duckgate. One PR expert said it bluntly. Meghan's brand feels lost, and she knew it. She saw the numbers, and that's when she started floating a new idea. A solo docuseries. Her side of the story. No palace, no Harry, just Meghan. But a solo comeback needs a clean break, and that means lawyers, custody, contracts, assets. So Meghan called in a high-powered Beverly Hills attorney, not just for divorce, but for reputation management. Ownership of Archwell, the Montecito house, the brand, the kids, all on the table. Even whispers of a post-nut being redrafted started surfacing. And Harry? He wasn't staying silent anymore either. He'd contacted lawyers in London, royal protocol lawyers, talks of trust access, title suspension, even damage control. Because now, it was war. A quiet, legal war, but war nonetheless. And Meghan? She reportedly warned Harry, if you corner me, I have receipts, emails, texts, voicemails, proof. Some think it's a bluff. Others say she's been preparing this for years. Either way, there's no neutral ground left. The house? Cold. Eerily quiet. Harry barely speaks to Meghan. Long walks. Locked away in his study. Whispers to old friends. One described him as haunted. Not physically, but emotionally. Like a man who just realized he lost everything without even noticing. And the royal family? They're not waiting. Camilla, drawn the line. William, reinforced it. And Charles, still clinging to hope. Despite everything, the drama, the lawsuits, the betrayal, he still sees Harry as his son, the boy who walked behind Diana's coffin, the one who smiled through grief. But home? It's not something you get to reclaim, especially when you've burned every bridge back to it. And Meghan, she's fighting, yes, but she's also packing, quietly moving personal things into storage, not out of panic, but protection, because she knows if Harry leaves, the brand dims, the spotlight fades, the sympathy dries up. She knows a prince without a crown is still a story, but a duchess without a prince? That's just noise. And here we are, the wreckage of a fairy tale. No tiaras, no balcony kisses, just silence, lawyers, and the world waiting to see who walks first. Will Harry return to the crown and leave behind the woman who lit his world on fire? Or stay and watch the rest of his world collapse? Drop your thoughts below. Like, subscribe, because trust me, you won't believe what's coming next.